Well, hey, business math students, this is Mr.D, and this is week 6 of our 8-week class here at Norco College, and we are almost done. We have this week and 2 more weeks. And of course, being an 8-week class, there isn't really a finals week. It's basically like it's a final week, but there's not like a final exam in the same way that there might be in another class. In other words, my 16-week classes don't have any coursework that last week. It's all just to take a final. But in this class, there is coursework that last week and a final. So anyway, I'm going to go ahead and go over some of that with you. So I'm going to go ahead and share my screen. And here we are on our home page in Canvas. I'm going to scroll down. We are in the second half of module number 3, which this week will end. Module 3 will end. And if I look here, last week, you guys covered chapter 5. It was week number 5. You covered chapters 12 and 14. Chapter 12 dealt with annuities, and then chapter 14 dealt with mortgages. And these were the last 2 chapters where you're going to be dealing with any tables, anything like that. As we move now into this next week, it's going to change. We're going to be looking at inventory and depreciation, which kind of tie into our financial statements that we'll be looking at the following week. So as I scroll down here, hopefully you had 2 weeks to do all this. So hopefully you're able to get your check-in assignment done and your quiz, and of course get started on your case study number 3. Now case study number 3 actually does move into this week, so I'm going to bring that down here and put it right below the quiz and right above the quiz. So as we look into week number 6, of course there's a video announcement that you're watching now. There's a read me first for week 6 that explains the difference between depreciation and inventory and how they're different, and how they tie into what we've been looking at, and then of course how they relate to one another and how they fit into the financial statement. Then we have a Help Sienna week 6, so you have to make sure you review both of those and mark them as done. Help in Sienna explains how what you're going to be doing this week can help Sienna make business decisions. There is no Zoom. There is going to be a Zoom session. I think I have it for Wednesday. Is that what I put? No, that's the last one. So I'm gonna take that out for right now. I don't think I'm going to be doing a Zoom session this week because I do have it down here for 10 a.m. on Tuesday. So yeah, I'll go ahead and do it on Tuesday at November 29th at 10 a.m. I'll be going over chapter 10 and 11 with you a little bit. So no, actually, I'm sorry, chapter 16 and 17. Sorry, I'm getting confused with the last week. 16 and 17, so inventory and depreciation. So again, you have a study page for each of those. In the study page, in case you didn't know this, hopefully you have, there's videos of me working out each of these. So there's a video right here of me working out all 3 of the methods that you need to know when it comes to inventory. And then of course, there's some videos that get into a lot more detail on each of the different methods. There's FIFO, LIFO, and average cost inventory. And so you're going to be learning about those 3 things. And then if you go to the week study page for chapter 17, it's depreciation. So again, I'm working out the 4 different methods of depreciation that you need to know. Now again, both in chapters 16 and 17, you don't need to study the whole thing, just the sections that I recommend. And only questions you're going to be getting on the quizzes and exam are relevant to the sections that I'm having you study. So make sure you watch the video of me working through each of these different types. And that's going to give you a great overview of what you need to know. And then, of course, there's more in-depth videos of other people working these out, if that's going to help you some to understand. So basically, this week, you're going to be looking at those 2 chapters. Again, chapters 16 and 17 for week number 6. So go ahead and do the read me first, do the Help Sienna, do the study page for each chapter 16 and 17. And then we do have the Zoom session on Tuesday where I'll be going over a few of those. We do have a formula sheet as well. And then the actual coursework for this week, of course, is your check-in assignment number 6 on inventory and depreciation. And so there will be questions in there on helping Sienna solve inventory problems and depreciation problems. If you get that to me by Thursday of this week, so December 1st, get it to me by Thursday, I will give you feedback by Friday or Saturday. If you give it to me on Saturday, there's a chance I might still get to it, but I can't guarantee it. So the earlier you get it to me, the more chance you get of me giving you feedback before the weekend. But I will go over your check-in assignment. I will try as best I can to give you some pointers of where you went wrong if you got anything wrong, and I'll also give you all the answers to the check-in assignment, so that way you can know where you went wrong. You can make the corrections you need to, so that way when you take the quiz and later on the exam, you understand how to do the problem. So please complete the check-in assignment. You'll not pass the class if you don't do those. Some of you are just skipping them altogether. Then you have the case study. You're actually not starting. You're going to be finishing the case study because we started it last week. You've actually had 2 weeks already to work on it if you count the week of Thanksgiving. So, and that's really not as difficult as it appears. You basically just need to figure out first, how much is the depreciation going to be? Not depreciation. How much is the inflation going to be to the overall cost of the project? So first off, what is the cost they're going to need? And then add the inflation to that. So figure out what the inflation is going to be. And then set up a sinking fund. That's the second part of the question, to be able to put how much money you would need to put away each year in order to have what you need at the end of the 5 years, I think it is. So it's really not a difficult question. It's just 2 parts. So first figure out, again, the inflation amount on the total amount that you're going to need, and then figure out how much you're going to need on that new total amount each year to have what you need at the end of 5 years. So it's 2 parts to the problem. And so go ahead and finish that by Sunday night. And then, of course, you have a quiz based on, I go back to module number 3, week 6. You have, of course, a quiz based on chapters 16 and 17. So you have a check-in assignment, you have the case study to finish, and then you have quiz number 6. That's it for this week. So get to work. And if you need anything, please don't hesitate to reach out to me. We have 2 weeks left. So we're going to be looking at financial statements next week. So you're going to be looking at what's known as the balance sheet, the income statement, and the cash flow statement. And then you're also going to be looking briefly at business statistics, which is not hard. It's just finding the mean, the medium, and the mode, and the range, and things like that. That's all you have to do on that one. So those aren't too much. Again, we'll be going over that in our video next week. So that's it. Please get all that done by this Sunday, December 4th. And then we'll be moving into our last and final module over the next 2 weeks. So have a great week, everybody. If you need anything, don't hesitate.